That's not a comic book. Now that's a comic book.
Alright, so Star Wars Shattered Empire. Oh, I've got these backwards. One sec while I flip my books. Star Wars Shattered Empire. I'm not going to actually be going through these panel by panel just because it's harder to do that when I got multiple books and I'm looking through multiple books for one panel or whatever. So this is more symptomatic of the problem I was talking about last time, where there's just not much in the way of stakes. You know, I suppose this would have had stakes if not for Episode 7. But Episode 7's a thing now, right? So, alright, what's going on in this? First issue takes place, like, it starts during the final moments of the Battle of Endor. You know, there's planes flying around and shit, and a pilot, who we will later find out is Poe Dameron from Episode 7's mother, sees an Imperial shuttle leaving the Death Star and tries to go shoot it down, but finds out it's Luke Skywalker and helps him get to the surface. She goes down to the planet to party for the night, and there's a really, really funny little blurb, a little word bubble kind of off in the background during the party scene, in which someone says, "Hey, does this meat taste funny to you too?" And that's really good because, you know, the whole thing about Ewoks eating the stormtroopers, like, has always been kind of a question in the back of Star Wars fans' minds. And I suppose this is now your biggest confirmation that that's definitely the case, is that the Ewoks legitimately ate the stormtroopers and fed them to the rebels at the party. That's a thing now. So yeah, like, she's down there on the party, and she meets up with her husband, who is also in the rebellion, and they share the night together. I actually tweeted about this page, going, "Oh wow, Poe Dameron conceived on the night the Empire died." Nope, he already was alive at that point. I find out the next issue, but he has nothing to do with the rest of the story except the fact that she says she has a son that's really, really young. So I don't know why you feel the need to show us two characters who are the parents of a character from the new movie doing it on the night the Empire dies, if you're not going to make that the night that the kid was conceived from this new movie. Why wouldn't you do that? That just seems like a wasted opportunity to me. And so that annoyed me. But the story really does follow Poe's mother, as she goes off on different missions with people from the original trilogy. The first issue, she goes off on a mission with Han and Chewie, and her husband, and they find out about some kind of contingency plan the Emperor had to really just punish people for killing him. And that's kind of an interesting idea, but, like, you know, it's only prequel planets that are punished. Prequel planets are no name, never gonna hear about it again planets. It would have been a good idea to put the Battle of Jakku in here then at that point. Whatever. It's okay. So you have a bunch of prequel planets, like Naboo gets, like, wrecked throughout this story by a bunch of typhoons or hurricanes, like a, you know, weather fuck-up system is put into the planet to just absolutely decimate it. So she goes on a mission with Han, and they find out about that, so they start trying to fight the Empire again and really just kick it in the dirt to properly defeat it. And this is the Empire kind of like lashing back, so this is where the fanaticism, I suppose, of the First Order kind of comes into play. And then she goes on a mission with Princess Leia to Naboo, and they shoot down, you know, the satellites that are causing the problem together. Her, Leia, and the Queen of Naboo go take care of that thing, and then Lando shows up with the Rebel fleet to take care of the Empire's minions there. And then Luke. Was it more of the mission with Luke? Or no, Han and Chewie? More of the mission with Han and Chewie? Definitely Leia. Nah, so it's like, it's kind of... I think these two are kind of the same mission. Leia mission, and then on a mission with Luke to get into a secret Empire facility that holds 2 trees. It's like this super, super secure base that holds 2 trees that used to be part of the Jedi Temple on Coruscant. And Palpatine had them, like, locked away in seclusion and, like, held up in stasis fields or whatever. So Luke saves them, and he takes one with him to do God knows what with. Presumably help start up the Jedi Temple again, but he wasn't expecting to. And throughout the book, Poe's mother is thinking about, should I leave the rebellion now that we've won, even though the Empire is still kicking? Should I leave the rebellion and pick a planet and settle down somewhere and, you know, just live out my life with my husband and my child? Or should I keep fighting because it's what I'm supposed to do? And she's told, what good is our fight if the very reason we're fighting doesn't get to happen because we're fighting? Like, what good is fighting for freedom if you're going to just keep yourself, like, chained to the fight for freedom and not go live out your life and be happy? And that's a really interesting idea. So when Luke finds 2 trees, he tells her, like, he has a little talk with her about that and stuff. He goes, obviously one is spoken for, but you need to consider settling down as well and you know, being with your family, and this tree could use a good home. And so the book ends with her planting it. And I mean, it's a sweet story. It's just there isn't much stake to anything that's going on. And ultimately, I feel like the whole her already having a kid thing would have been stronger if she had found out she was pregnant. Like if she'd been given the opportunity to leave the rebellion and stuff, but decided, no, there's still so much work to be done. My life can wait until we're safe and happy and everything. And instead, like, and then her getting pregnant makes her think about all these long-term things, and that's why she ends up deciding to put down the blaster and take up a nice, happy life. So there's some interesting stuff here. It's just, it's not like thrilling, and it doesn't help flesh out the politics of episode 7 anymore. So that'll do it for this week's episode of Comic Reviews, everyone. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time, bye.
That's not a comic book. Now that's a comic book.